Episode 2. We open at Darkcom HQ to a room packed with hired guns being surveyed by a squad of mysterious soldiers. They belittle the lot of them before one becomes impatient and asks, "How much longer we gotta sit on our dicks before you tell us what this is about?" Your employer will be here shortly. He'll fill you in on the target. Target? As in just one? Then they have a forced moment of toxic masculinity where two mercenaries fight each other and Nightwing continues. This is the species we're trying to save, and her simp, yes, her simp, says, "I still say we just go in ourselves." That's a really great point. Why the hell would these random mercs be any less qualified than the para-op soldiers trained by Darkcom? Was that their idea of a lampshade? It's amplified by Deadshot here saying, "We're a tactical strike force trained for precision demon removal." Not helping your case here, buddy. This mission requires blunt instruments. And what the fuck does that mean? This is Dante, the most powerful demon you have ever faced in your entire career. If there was ever a time to deploy this tactical strike force, I can't think of a better fucking time. I'm immediately sucked out of this episode and I haven't even finished. Nightwing. They certainly qualify. Let them fight over who's the baddest dude in the room. We know who it really is. And there it is. The baddest dude in the room is a woman, guys. Wow, so stunning and brave. The vice president walks to the podium. Since there's no need for introductions, I'll get right to it. This, gentlemen, is your primary objective, an item of critical importance to our national security. However, seeing as this item officially does not exist, we need it retrieved off the books. Why? You didn't need that for locating demon hunters. Why treat Dante's amulet as a poorly kept secret now? We've tracked the amulet to this location. You'll find it around the neck of its current owner, a man the US government considers a top-level threat. He is extremely volatile and prodigiously gifted in combat. Engage him only with the full brunt of your firepower. Superman son of a bitch got a name? His name is Dante. And of course all the mercs laugh at him, and who can blame them? They make no effort to make Dante look the least bit threatening in these pictures. Undercutting and undercutting and undercutting. It won't be long before the narrative is completely worthless. Oh yeah, too late. Cut to our title sequence and then back to the episode. The laughter continues. Laugh while you can. You won't be much longer. I met Dante once, worked with him on a protection job. I've dealt with killers and roughnecks of every grade, but this guy, he's something else. The way he moved, the hits he took. I'd be dead now if it wasn't for him. You'll all be dead soon enough if you go after him. Ain't no amount of money you could offer that'd be worth going after 500,000. The bounty is 500,000 for whoever brings in Dante with the amulet. And a bonus if he's alive for questioning. And that's all it took. Well, alright. Well, let's go get him then. Unbelievable. A second ago, he was mortified and legitimately scared for his life, but flash him a lowballed offer for capturing the most powerful demon ever, and suddenly he's all in. Whatever. The vice president continues with the plan of using Enzo as bait when they lampshade the Dark Squad again, as if it's not a fantastic question. If these guys are so great, why are they on the sidelines? But of course they take the para-op soldiers lightly, because they're stupid, you see. Because they have to be. Our Boy Scouts will be monitoring the mission and receive the package, and the contract starts at midnight. Easy enough. But wait, there's more. You and the cap with the nice eyes. Hold on a second. See something you like, sweetheart? What you said was correct. We're not jarheads. We're demon hunters. You're joking. I know. It's a lot to take in. Someone walks up and tells you demons are real and it's my job to kill them. They're thinking the same thing anyone else would. But unfortunately, it's the truth. The worst truth is that not only are demons real, they're really fucking hard to kill. We've had to come up with our own methods. Like these. Anti-demon bullets. Stop right there. Do you see how this shit is constructed? The projectile is at the tip of the cartridge, and the plot juice is where the powder should be. How exactly is this shit firing? And how is the drug being administered? Hit a human and it works like any other bullet. But hit a demon, and this little liquid explodes the instant it comes in contact with their DNA. That's good to know. Sometimes they pass for human. They can even be incredibly convincing. It's in the proportions. The arms and legs would be a little too long. Facial features too far apart. Like they haven't quite evolved all the way. There's also something in the eyes. A void. Where the glimmer of a soul should be. And of course, the smell. A faint mix of sulfur and cow shit. This exposition is fucking agonizing. You have to sit through all of it. There's always some asshole there to lore dump everything. No sense of spectacle, awe, scale, nothing that makes stories like this the least bit fucking interesting. They don't show us anything. And instead of showing us any of this, we get all the mystique slammed into our fucking forehead like an anatomy textbook. And here comes our twist. What? He was a demon the whole time? What? No way! And instead of killing it immediately, we let it nearly kill the man we're meant to protect, just so we can say, devil spawn motherfucker. Wow, she's so cool. The baddest dude in the room. And this is when you figure out who's the writer's fucking favorite. It just keeps getting better and better. And then we get our cameo with blonde-haired black guy who survived the mission to capture the rabbit. And then we move on to our next scene. We get a few slow pans around Dante's apartment before Enzo comes in looking for him. This is of course him staging himself as bait, and Dante immediately catching on because he's found out that the job he was sent on earlier was basically an ambush, and he was set up. But once he finds out that it was basically at the White Rabbit's request, he forgives him. And then we get another flashback to Eva, and Dante uses Enzo as a decoy to spring an ambush on the mercenaries. Look at him go. Billiards moving with such deadly force they embed into the wall, yet no one's head is reduced to shards or a pink mist. He straight up embarrasses these guys. And oh look, his sword. Where the hell was that earlier? Just left it at home like he never fucking does? He's attacked by a second wave, but not before another forced reference, the famous jukebox scene from the DMC3 Mission 1. Except it's more fucking Limp Bizkit. Combat continues for a good while, and then he starts using his sword as a baseball bat when he could easily just keep doing hand to hand, and then he gets point blanked by a 12 gauge. And now we're in for one of the worst lines in this episode. Don't feel bad. I heal extremely fast. Like a superhero. Not that I call myself a superhero, but your mom does. How intimidating. You know, someone described this as left-wing memeing a your mom joke. I can't say I disagree. Perfect. Sponsored by Capcom. The first of many sins in that this show has the incessant need to reference its own universe. Like we get it. You're fucking Capcom. Can you please focus on Devil May Cry? Anyway, Dante is still destroying these guys when we cut to the Dark Squad sitting on their asses. We've been over this before, but it's still hilarious that we never get to see these guys in action. I will be performing a lot more narrative shorthand to spare you from this filler-ass dialogue and skipping to the parts that actually matter. Turns out that Darkcom did know the Legend of Sparta, which retroactively renders the lore dump from Enzo in the prior episode completely pointless, as I stated at the time. But that's not all. Lieutenant Arkham does the honors of miscarrying Sparta's origin. I'm sure you've seen this meme around, but it bears repeating again. Hell, I'll even show the live comparisons for you guys. Sparta's the one hell dweller who might be worth not vaporizing on sight. He was a demon knight, whatever that means. Big bad warrior, blah, blah, blah. Served as the right hand of Mundus, the demon's king, 2,000 years ago when our world was still connected to their shithole. And Mundus wasn't happy just ruling the shithole. He wanted to conquer humanity, make slaves of us all. Typical demon shit. And I guess Sparta woke up one day and realized, hey, this is evil as fuck. So he rebelled. He fought against Mundus, taking out hundreds of his own former legions. Kinda the least he could fucking do, really. But even he couldn't stop an entire world of abominations. The only way to protect humanity was to seal the realms off from each other. He himself stayed on our side. Which, if that's true, he's been MI-fucking-A whenever shit hits the fan for the past few millennia. So maybe he is just another pit beast after all. Versus Devil May Cry.
You've heard of it, haven't you? The Legend of Sparta? When I was young, my father would tell me stories about it. Long ago, in ancient times, a demon rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race. With his sword, he shut the portal to the demonic realm and sealed the evil entities off from our human world. But since he was a demon himself, his power was also trapped on the other side. I never believed it. I thought it was just a child's fairy tale. But I discovered that this so-called legend wasn't a myth at all. Sparta existed. How do I know? Well, I met the sons of Sparta. Both of them. Though the same blood of their father flowed through their veins, the two battled each other fiercely like arch-enemies. It seemed as if they derived some sort of twisted pleasure from this brotherly fighting. But in the end, only one was left standing.
I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, absolutely nothing happens for a large portion of this episode. It's just one long, poorly paced, poorly choreographed action sequence with lore dumps in between. We get one final reference to who I think is supposed to be Gru from the novels, except this guy's named Arnold and looks nothing like him. He was also the one that said he knew Dante before, so we get more of that as well. For some reason, we keep cutting to the Dark Squad, who keep shit-talking the mercs as they get abolished, but at least they're actually fighting, unlike you. And then the plot armor attacked. Lieutenant Arkham flies through a window, and then what little writing was here falls off a cliff. She uses the mercs as meat shields, and Dante forgets that he has super speed long enough to get hit by a grappling hook and get his amulet stolen. But hang on a sec, how the hell is the necklace still intact if it was ripped off his neck? Shouldn't it have fallen off the wire? You know, being severed and all? Of course not, because she's a walking plot contrivance. By the way, as soon as a woman enters the room, all of Dante's abilities magically shut off. Just look at this footage. And matter of fact, look at the prior footage as well. What? Too slow? What? He can't see her through the smoke? What? No way. It's so fucking predictable it hurts. Oh look, Dante reloaded his pistol the one time. Then he goes after her and what? She's faster? Wow, she's keeping up with him. She's so amazing. And they keep aping DMC3. They just can't stop aping the better material. Dude, they even go as far as having him not know who he is, or his heritage, or his father, so that Lieutenant Arkham can talk down to him. Refer to him as a stupid beast with no wit or strategy, even though we just saw the opposite when he literally staged an ambush and used somebody as bait. But, you know, fuck remembering your own writing. And no, I will not be going into greater detail about the dialogue she delivers or Dante's reaction, because it doesn't need or deserve the dissection. All you need to know is that instead of his mother telling him about his family legacy, this bitch does. But that's not all. Anyone with a working set of eyes watching this fight can tell that Dante should be winning, even based on what they allow him to do. Lieutenant Arkham falls off the side of a building and he reaches the ground fast enough to catch her by both her wrists and hold her up with one arm. He has her dead to rights, and is she scared? No. Is she sweating? No. She's ice cold and stoic like a man. I say that even though a guy ran from him earlier after witnessing their gap in power. And check this out. Lieutenant Arkham is so uncannily capable in this scene that it's like the writers gave her the fucking script. How would she have any idea she'd end up in a situation like this far enough into the future to have a decoy amulet that's somehow able to holographically change the size, texture, mass, weight, and shape of itself with the exact same leather necklace attached to it as Dante's original amulet? When the fuck did she even set this up? It's the rabbit's footage all over again. We saw the entire scene. So either she's fucking clairvoyant or the writers simply wanted this to happen. And so it did. This entire fucking episode is gobbledygook. That's like the best way I could describe it. Things just seem to happen whenever the plot demands instead of it actually being organic. Like everything is going perfectly fine for Dante when all of these really strong, really heavily armed guys storm his apartment and he's literally dancing through them. And then the woman shows up and somehow he can't handle one woman when he literally trounced like 20 dudes. It makes absolutely no sense. And what the show expects you to do is not notice any of that shit. What do you mean? Two things actually happen with the rest of this shit just being a haze of white noise. Dante's amulet gets stolen by the strong female character who also lord dumps his entire identity, and the plot forces Dante into the cuck chair to get captured by the same woman. That's it. That's literally it. We got lore that contradicts itself, tactical strike teams that don't tactically strike shit but my fucking brain cells, an ensemble cast of fodder introduced just to get speed blitzed into irrelevance, endless black holes of action with zero tension or consequence, key world lore and exposition delivered through a smug bitch filter. Dante loses the thing that defines him and gets told how much he sucks, all while fighting people that couldn't survive 5 seconds in a loading screen from the fucking video game. And somehow this is supposed to feel like momentum in an episode that feels both chaotic and glacial at the same time. I wish there was more to report, guys. I really do. But I've gone on long enough. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the links in the description to keep your fingers on the pulse of Cosmogoth. This has been your gracious host, Kaine Walker. I'm signing off, and I will see you all again next time in episode 3. Peace.